Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right, now, what did these tea leaves have to say? Say today. My goodness, I'm sorry, I'm thrown off. There's this big sad face right here. It just looks sad. And kind of comical a little bit, but we'll see. What else do we see? What else do we see here? Okay. And so our card is the Five of Wands, which I forgot to put over here. Let me actually grab that. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. And so this has to do with strife, okay? Stressful situations. And so okay. I want to go ahead and first I want to look at we have, it looks like a dear person on their knees in a devotional posture, right in the middle, okay? So this, to me, speaks as a forest spirit. There is a sense of calm in all of the chaos. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. I feel like you have been in a pretty challenging situation. I can imagine that there maybe is like arguing, some kind of problem or problems coming up. Conflict is a lot of conflict. I think that this is a family situation. It could be at work. But I think that this is family because hopefully in your workplace, nobody is screaming at each other. That's not, hopefully not. But, as we know, family can get chaotic. It can be very emotional, heated situations. I see you within the middle here. Kind of really keeping your cool, keeping it together, really implementing some of the things you've been working on deeply, not allowing yourself to succumb to the energies around you. Okay, so I really think this is maybe a situation where there's kind of different interests, maybe kind of people within the family, or this could be a friends group as well, but kind of vying for position. They are, really going at one another, the alliances, the falling outs, all this kind of thing. I don't think that you really partake in this behavior now or otherwise. I don't think, a place of position really anywhere is a motivator for you. I think that usually you kind of just do your own thing. It does not matter to you if you are, in charge of something or not. You are in charge of your own life. You have your own things going on. So I do think that, this thing coming up, it is kind of that sad face feeling like, ugh, once again, right? Once again, we're going through all of this. And I think that, you know, it's just the disagreements, they seem more and more ridiculous, you know, as you get further away from engaging in this kind of back and forth and whatever. Now, this looks like an F to me. It also looks like, and I think it's the Ansus. I think that's how you say it. I'm not into runes. I don't know very much about like any of the Germanic religions, really. Just, you know, little things. I know mostly from like American gods. That's like the big that's like my big point of reference. But I do know that this rune, and I know because it's been in the media lately, unfortunately, related to something terrible. But that aside, it is a rune that has to do with like a message from God. God's speaking to you. This is, I think, I could be wrong, but I think that it's related to Wotan or Odin, okay, which I think is interesting here too, because the card that I picked, well, the card that I put on top before I did the tea of my gratitude cards is this blackbird. And we know Odin is related to the raven or crow. I don't know which one. I have trouble identifying. I always have to look up the difference between them. But these blackbirds, right? The messenger birds. And so this is all interesting to me. It kind of all ties together, that energy. It is not Wednesday, though. I know that Wednesday is the day, right? And I know that because of American gods. Today is actually Thursday when I'm doing this reading. But I do think that part of why you are kind of really able to keep your cool in this situation is because you have that direct line to your spirituality, to some higher power, okay? Something more, the divine, something cosmic, an interior guide, and a guardian angel, whatever it is for you, okay? And I think that really has helped you get into this very meditative state. I think that you are close to the earth. I feel like you have, there's a lot of spirit alive in your life right now, very much in your consciousness. As you are watching all this stuff play out, it is, I almost get a sense that it's sad for you. It feels almost embarrassing, right? Like you just want these people that you love to kind of get on the same vibe, the same wave as you, and kind of depart from this like pettiness, the gossip, tearing each other down. Why? You know, what is it for? There are so many beautiful things in life, so many opportunities to, you know, just kind of swim into the divine, enjoy, create, prosper. But then, you know, and we all do, it's not, you know, it's easy to point it out in other people, but we all do. We get into the petty, you know, talking, putting people down, you know, trying to get some kind of perception of power. If we can't do that in our own lives, you know, then trying to get it like in the workplace, in the family dynamic, whatever, having power over other people, because often there's a lack of power over self. Okay. And so I think you see this, it makes you sad. It makes it, you know, it makes it hard to relate. But you love these people. Or, you know, if this is work, you have to be around them, at least, you know. And so I think in a lot of ways you just have been resolved to keep your head down, stay about the work, do your thing. And if you're like me, and I think, you know, this kind of, I look over here, I see this little, it looks like a horse or maybe a little donkey. I look over and I think it could be like how I feel sometimes when people are having, you know, whatever, falling outs, chaos, they're having their own chaotic arguments and stuff. You know, and this is maybe terrible to admit, but I kind of like, I can just like go about my business unnoticed. Like nobody's going to be paying attention to me. I'm just doing my own thing. There's more peace in my own life because there's no interference, which is awful to admit, but I think it kind of, you know, it resonates. And I feel like almost this little, maybe even a miniature horse. And if you've ever seen one of those, kind of having fun in the little pen or whatever, you know, jumping around, bucking around and stuff. They're so cute. And just enjoying themselves. So I don't know that you feed off of the chaos, but I think that it allows you for the room to just kind of do your own thing. Maybe you've kind of been that more quiet black sheep of the family out on the outskirts of things. And, you know, when there's a problem and everybody's like kind of real intensely focused on it, you know, that's when you're able to kind of have more autonomy, move freely. Nobody's getting in your business. It's just, you know, whatever. And I kind of feel like that might be kind of the energy here. But you know, if that's not it at all and you don't understand what I'm saying, then, you know, ignore it. Okay. So we have, this is an interesting one. We have, it looks like, and I was trying to figure out what are these people doing up here. We have a person here. We have a person behind them. It's almost kind of like they're helping them maybe get down the stairs. But then down here we have a person who's like in this kind of leisurely, almost, if you are into art at all, there's a lot of paintings in like the Renaissance, post-Renaissance, like early modern era of people in what they would call like their toiletries or their like bathing pictures. So it'd be like a lot of women or whatever. They'd be like near the river, you know, kind of sitting around, kicking water and stuff. And this is kind of that leisurely posture. Okay, so that, and then I don't know, we have somebody else over here. So I almost wonder if, as I'm looking at this, if this is not, it actually kind of looks like Pan too, in a way. But I'm wondering if this is not about the family kind of getting together to help one of the family members. Maybe something has happened where they need some assistance physically. Maybe this is like a grandparent, somebody who's older in the family. And there's just kind of, you know, infighting about the responsibility, the scheduling. How are we going to take care of this? And, you know, I kind of, with this person kind of here, I feel like it's almost like a feeling of nobody is taking the initiative here. Okay. And I almost wonder, I feel like this is almost like a time for you to kind of really show up and outside of all of that, kind of get right in there and show your ability to problem solve, your determination, your ability to just get things done. You know, stop talking about stuff and just do it. You know, and I think that's really, I mean, that's a very Libra energy in my opinion. Just kind of, you know, doing the thing, going off of how you feel about something and making it happen. Okay. So as I look at that, I feel like, you know, this is kind of, it's something that's going to be ongoing, you know, I'm sorry to say, but I think that, and to some degree, I think some of this stuff will be resolved just by actually beginning the process. Okay. And, just kind of making a decision. Where everybody else is kind of looking at all the details and what they will and won't do and, you know, whatever. And just kind of getting in there, getting it done. Okay. That being said, I'm looking at these, and we have like kind of a person that has this, it almost looks like, I don't know, a crown or something coming off the head. It looks like twisted, like a twisted piece of wood. And then we have a person here and a person here. It looks like maybe their dress or robe is being blown in the wind. And we have a hummingbird here too. And so I feel like, you know, through all of this, there is still really the sense of almost dissociation from reality. I feel like you are really kind of in a more dreamy place at times. I feel like this is where you kind of retreat when there is a lot of stress. You're really deep into your fantasy worlds or whatever interests you have. Maybe you are, you know, what do they call, like you're into fandom of some kind. I mean, there's so many, on Tumblr, I'm just amazed. There's so many things. Oh, what did I see recently? I just couldn't believe that there was a thing about, it was like some adult fandom for one of the TV shows that my daughter watches, like the cartoons, but it was like really sweet. It wasn't weird. It wasn't like, you know, adult in that way, but, I'm trying to think what the heck it was. Oh yeah, it was Ben and Holly, and it was about the sweet love affair between Auntie Plum and Wise Old Elf, and I was like, it was like anime drawn about it. It was really neat. But the point is, you know, I think that you maybe are somebody who is really into whatever your particular thing is. And I have a family member who is a Libra, and I kind of think of this a lot. When he is really into like wrestling and stuff, and even as like an adult, he's still into it. So just like an ongoing appreciation for something that was like kind of a refuge, right? For when things were difficult. And so I think that, you know, while this is going on, I see that there is kind of, you're going into, and that's, you know, I think that's wonderful if that is something that is a positive distraction for you and helps you kind of, you know, manage some of the anxieties and, you know, kind of the little sad face guy, you know, manage some of those feelings. And as I look at this, there's so much anxiety here. And I don't think it's just you. I think it's just everybody. And I see a person kind of, it looks like they're flying off the cup here or off the plate here. And so we also have a little heart. And I think that this is like kind of, I almost get the image of like Peter Pan, not saying that you don't ever want to grow up, but I mean, gosh, who does, right? But I do think that you find ways to deal with this unsavory, you know, behavior these situations by immersing yourself in places that you love, you know, things that you love. And, you know, if you can find those things in your life for yourself, then you are blessed, right? One thing I always think about is like people who are still into Disney. I don't understand it. I wasn't really into Disney as a kid, but what I do understand is it would be so cool to be into something where they have like literal kingdoms you can go visit, like vacation to. I wish some of my, you know, my beloved things had a place where I could go, you know, have a fully immersed experience. So, you know, to each their own. And some of them are pretty cool. Some of the fandoms are pretty neat. Okay, so we have these gratitude cards, the little deck of appreciation, and we're just going to kind of go in here and let's see, we have somebody beneath the moon, some little trees. Okay, so it says future thankfulness. Say a prayer of thanks for things you'd like to have. Yeah, I like that. It's like a little further than just manifesting. It's like being thankful for what you already know or hope for to be coming. You know, I also relate this kind of to like the whole well, like Santa Muerte, right? I pray to and for and about and to be among death. We all are headed there some way, somehow, sometime, you know. And I find that because I'm a person who, and I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, living close to death. And you all are not unlike Virgos, I think, have this strong connection as well. There is some kind of beautiful bond that emerges in not, you know, avoiding death, but also it having some kind of persona, and then having some aspect of love and care for it, right? You know, taking mind and care and considering if it were kind of to have a personality as a deity or a saint or whatever. And I think that this, you know, makes it a little less scary in some ways. And I think this is has a lot to do with why we have psychopomps and things like this, because it kind of, we kind of know, or at least we have some idea, we can conceive of something that has the likeness of a human, a personality that we maybe can relate to in some way. And it makes it more approachable, accessible to us. Okay, so I think that that's not unlike praying forward for things, not just death, of course, but, you know, other things that to happen in our lives, other things that we will, you know, be kin to. Okay, that's that, Libra. I'm going to say thank you for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm really is the thing that decides, you know, the course of humanity, I guess. I don't know. But we like to make it happy by giving it the engagement that it wants and needs. And those are things like liking the video, sharing the video on other social media platforms, watching the readings from the beginning to the end. Of course, you don't have to do any of these things, but I like to bring them up here at the end. in case you know, have some inclination to support the channel in some way, and these are some of the best ways to do that. Other than that, if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. I reply back to all of them. And I absolutely love them. So we will talk. It's going to be the equinox before we talk again. So happy autumn, happy spring, wherever you are, wherever you are. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.